I got back, and yeah, I did a sort of a long break. Went to my walk and all those things, and yeah, then I was hungry. I had to resupply, so I got back. This was the game I played like some time ago before I left for the break time, and yeah, as you can see, it was against Britons, and opponent resigned when I destroyed the castle. It was kind of tough, I guess. 5,000. Yeah, he had like architecture and no, he didn't have those things. But the castle was strong though. Felt like it was a strong castle, and yeah, that was that game. So kind of back, so to speak, and we'll see how this goes. As you see by the title, I'm not much interested in getting myself elo because elo these days is impossible. It's impossible, at least in the kinds of elos I stand around. So, like, I can win from time to time, but eventually my streak of victories can be instantly eliminated by smurfs. It's very easy to just like your sweaty victories are cancelled instantly by like a few smurfs. It's not that difficult. So to do this for elo, in my opinion, I think it's just a bad deal. It's just a bad deal. So like I play the game while this is playable and it feels like playable. But if it feels like the game cannot be won, well, it's just what it is. So uh I'm kind of now returning, and eventually, hopefully, you'll stick around and well, we might have some fun. And as usual, I used the EO2 as instead of being a platform to Smurf. It's a chatty platform, so we can talk about basically almost anything, and yeah, within what's reasonable, and that's it. So let's just stick around, and we'll be playing some more 1v1s. That's the aim of today. The maps that we are banning, as you can see, no Black Forest. I definitely don't like Black Forest for lakes because I don't want clownery of dogs and get fires and those things. And Arena because it's the clownest of clownest maps. You know, I already see in open maps people want to arenaize and convert open maps into closed ones, but the closed maps are definitely just impossible. I just cannot take them. And it's my opinion. I feel that they're just disgusting because every time I go for one of those arena closed maps, it's just a race of who gets the fastest thing first. Who gets first castle usually wins. Who gets first Imperial Age gets the first trap and gets the first win, usually. And it feels boring. It feels boring to just be always 1 second behind and to convert what should be a worthwhile strategy game into a stupid race game. And that's why I completely cut Arena. So while I do not see any significant changes in like most players' behaviors concerning Arena 1v1s, I definitely am not going to choose this type of map. It feels just boring. Like some players like to, for example, to go with the fast and furious strategy in 1v1s. And for me, it's a stressful thing. It doesn't add up. Quality time is just stress, and I don't like it. I don't need that stress. So we kind of like change and have different kinds of maps. I prefer that. You also know our rules concerning the so-called Smurfs, and that is if the game is unplayable, we quickly just opt out and yeah, we leave. No, not going to even think about it because there's nothing to think. The only thing that you just need to know is just, opt out. It's definitely difficult, I tell you. So like I said, I just stood it. I left this the computer, like say online, hoping that I would return sooner, but it's just not what it is. I return a bit later, and at least now I'm kind of fed, and we'll be staying for 1 or 2 hours, doing games or pseudo games, according to what we see. The civs we choose random because forget about having your own best civ because most likely in the other side you have someone doing a fancy spreadsheet. So we just do a random. We're facing humans. Humans means usually the double B. Oops. There we go. Only now my stream element appears. Sometimes. It is what it is. Like so many things that in this game are just frustrating and annoying. And it is what it is. Well, amazing. That turkey had to just walk like 2 tiles before being, you know, uh, herded and hunted, or how's it called? Food gathered. I found a whore, but my stone. Found the huntables. So far, nothing else. And the score of the opponent means that, he's an experienced guy. Because I generally am not the king of exploration, and if you find someone who is exploring to the maximum perfection, you'll only see the scores of those players going up and up. Took me time to find these sheep. I just found two. Two remain. And let's hope that he doesn't take my sheep away. They were very far. I don't know what kind of move this is, but very uncomfortable. This, and we'll try to get ourselves those. For me, it's a bit out of question to do closed maps because of the cloning strategies in closed maps. Like everything you do will always be wrong. You're not the fastest player, you lose. Doesn't matter if you're smart, if you're not fast, you lose. Don't like those games. I mean, some people like, but I don't. That's why I leave arena for 1v1s. It's a pity, that it becomes just a race game. Imagine the other possibilities that could be explored if we didn't have like those kinds of grievings. That would be much better. Damn it, these deer are so uncompliant. Lucky. Could have been worse. And first the house. And I think I'll be house in any case. So I'll do this. As usual, you get housed. Score difference make me think that opponent is, you know what it is, smurf. So much score difference, just... And if that's the case, we just leave and we go for another game. At first, we ban the dude. He'll have to buy himself another $5 account if he wants to smurf. Peace. Let's get the gold. Good. Let's go up. Trying to wall this shit. Obviously, it was not the best planning. Forget about that. You know, I cannot fully wall this area. Actually, forget about this. Idle vills. I'm sure they're going to go with scouts. It's tempting. You know, because one, I'm not fully walled. Two, it takes time to wall. Okay, I got 2 idle vills because the scout was in a horrible position. Kind of walled, kind of. And since opponent is humans, you can expect a lot of things. I guess we'll invest in wood gatherers. Maybe not tree range. And we'll do an archery range. Next thing. Oops, there's some lag, I believe. Let's see, what is he doing? We're going to make the lumber, the mining camp. Oops. Double TCs, probably. Yes, double TCs. Okay, so if he's doing double TCs, he will have a longer time to castle, I think. Double TC, it's gonna be hard to hit him. So I'm going to prepare stables. And instead I'm going to, yeah, I need to invest in archers. Let him. I will lose the archer, but it's not a problem. Don't know where the spear is. Of course, it's dispersed. We're going to invest in archers. This. With some exceptions. Keep exploring the map. We need another gate, and at least 2 gates. Here. And what the heck? There, Rogman. He's walling himself. Echo walling. That makes sense. He did not go for the hunting grounds. Oh, he's got that lumber camp. And we're going to use this blacksmith. Then we go up. We continue to do more farms. I see. And I'll invest in more scouts. Archers as well, and spears. He's intensively farming, so I think he's preparing for a knight's economy. More wood. More of those. And more spears, that's okay. We just keep massing units. Crap. It's okay. We'll be fine with that. More of those. That too. Keep doing upgrades, you know. And yeah. More spears. Not many more archers because my foot is running low. I'll use that. And obviously, he's already up. Now I'm going to... Okay, he has a stable, so I expect... He's open, you know? Let's move. We're going to do some more knights. And pikes. And another TC. You know, he's not the only one making TCs right now. Okay. Cool. He's going for knights. Back, 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 back. Oh, that's bad for him. We keep doing pikes. He has to recall his troops. He's going to check for any wall openings. So I will need more pikes here, here, and here. Shit. Fast and Furious, you can expect that, right? He's fast and furious, which means attack, 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 as much as possible. My army is kind of behind. I had to ring the town bell. And we're going to get ourselves some more troops. Complete chaos of my economy. The opponent will win this game, I assure you, 10 billion%. Like anything I do, that's not going to change the game. Anything I do is wrong. Anything. The only thing I do right is just quit. And that's it. He's provoking me, but you know, he's got knights. Fast and Furious. Now he's switching to skirms. He has better army than me. I'm done. Probably a castle drop. I don't have speed. I have to hunt his knights. He knows that. And I need to farm, but I cannot farm in the midst of this chaos. He's microing his units. I cannot micro my units. We need to keep doing farms. They're not efficient farms. Doesn't help. I'm trying to do another TC. He has the initiative. He has the initiative. So a lot of those. I will need more farms. I don't have wood. So there you see, I'm kind of in a bad position. I might do some knights, but he has 10 times more stables than me. The humans boom is a problem. I would definitely ban humans in open maps. It's a pity that, you know, we have cheating civs. I call them cheating civs because, like, give me 5,000 TCs on game start, of course the game will be rigged. Fast and Furious, messing knights like there's no tomorrow. The game is done. The game is just done. I can mess anything. It won't work. It won't work. You'll just castle drop me. I will not have time. I will not have time. So I just say, well played, Smurf. Well played, Smurf. Only 2 unit types. We keep making more things. We keep adding armors that cannot change the game outcome. And even we keep doing more archery ranges. Disgusting. Let's report him. Smurf account. 12. We'll have to use the chain armors. But how can we use the chain armors if we are under this constant vicious attack? He's not making effort at all. It's just messing. And that's it. GG? No, not GG, because it's a Smurf game. I am not even getting stone. The guy has 10,000 TCs. He's towing me. The world is so funny when you're a 3k clown coming on lower euros to just artificially rig the game and the ladder. And he's using CA. He's trapping my units one by one because the game is so funny. He's gonna lose some army. He's losing gold, and I'm continue to make pikes. Of course you're in, because you're a Smurf. Smurf. Obvious. So this is a Smurf account. If you don't think that this is a Smurf account, you need to seriously review this game. This game is not fair. We leave, and we leave immediately. We also ban the player because he's a cheater. He's a cheater. Of course, he was a Smurf. So he's stealing elo. That's what they do. They steal elo. They don't like competition, these 3k players. They're envious of new players who have not played this game, so they come, they try to stump them, and they try to bully them. That's not a surprise. It doesn't surprise me because they're cowards. You know, you try to kill any potential opponents before they start to rise. That's what they do. We have to ban this player. He was reported in any case. See, just 1v1s. This, yeah, a few team games, but it's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous, man. I'm just going to check the nationality of this piece of shit. Well, I hope his $5 was worth the buck because the $5 he invested to Smurf on my account has been lost. You know that they like to steal my games. They like to come and matchmake against me to make these massive 300 or 400 sudden elo drops. Of course, they like that. You know that. They will artificially increase the elo 400 or 500 for their pals and amigos. And when I'm playing against them, they'll make sure they maxed 500 or 6 elo points down because they hate everything I stand, you know. It's an Argentinian Smurf account. You can check on his page. And yeah, it's just a coward Smurf. Ridiculous. Like the kind of gameplay used is typical of you know, a much higher elo player who is using his clone accounts and alt accounts to troll and bash other players. I'm sorry that you're a piece of shit and you're a loser because, my friend, I don't trust elo. You know, I know you're rigging it, and once the system is rigged, I don't trust it. I only trust in the opponents I respect, and if I don't respect the opponent, I leave in game. I leave in game. And obviously, I advise, you know, the honest players in this community to report this player because he's a troll, the so-called F Boldo, because not only is not F Boldo, it's a different account. He's probably 1.6K or 1.8K or 2K or 2.8K, and he thinks he can have his fun, you know, by bashing on players who have much less experience hours than him. And don't judge the experience of a player by his declared elo because that's not a fake. That's a fake elo. I only have one profile, but I'm sure the dude that played against me had thousands of others. You might say, yeah, the Cumans is a tough civ. No, it's not a tough civ. It's always impossible if you're going to matchmake against Smurf accounts. And obviously, you know what Smurf accounts are. And if you don't, I advise you to go to school and please stay in school until you're 65 years old because uh, you're just calling everyone stupid. I'm using random because if there is a Smurf in the game, it's going to be yellow steel.
Correcto. Ein. Correcto. Sane.
Presto. Sane.
Sane.
I don't know, I'm playing this game because I might expect to find a non-Smurf opponent after 30 games, and that's kind of the opponents I'll be playing. The rest I'll just report by saying cheaters, Smurfs. I feel you're making the game too easy for you, artificially, artificially match fixing the ladder and the elo system. Not just for me, of course, for me you're making it impossible, but for your friends or people who you want to rise, you make the games easy. And maybe they say, hey, how much Oh, nice. First to get the TC on board. Okay, oh, so nice. I already know where he is,
Ein.
but I'll be last to do my TC.
Presto.
Salve.
Amazing. And I'll have to travel to the other side, which means I'll take more time.
Impero. Salve. Ein.
Correctus. Sane. Sane.
This game would be much interesting if we would not have Smurfs rigging the yellow ladder.
Correctus.
But somehow the egoism, the narcissism of the Smurfs
Correctus.
prevents them from understanding this, or if they do understand this, they just don't give a shit because they think that they're entitled. They behave like rugrats, you know.
Presto.
They're used to bully others, and they think that it's a normal behavior. Well, what can I say?
Salve.
And don't come to me with shits because I know that some players have it way easier than me, way easier in upper elos, way easier.
Pabulo.
I always have it way impossible. So it means that, yeah, you just don't want me to rise. Like high elos are matchmaking artificially against me because they don't want me to rise. And it's not difficult to understand that. The question is, if you like the people who watch the game in good faith and honesty, who are they going to value? The person on higher elos has artificially easier matches
Condo.
and whose matches are rigged because of their friends, or the person who has impossible matches because they're like match fixing the games behind him, behind his back,
Ein. Condo.
and he cannot even understand how to improve because anything he does is always wrong most of the time. I think that they will probably prefer the second person because that person, which is me obviously, is playing honestly and the others are not. So when you're going to online and you're seeing a gamer, ask yourself, is this gamer a smurf? Is this gamer smurfing on other alt accounts? Is he bashing other players who have much less experience and trolling them so that he can benefit and keep himself in his pedestal? Or is this dude honest and legit? That's the only questions you need to ask yourselves. Because personally, I don't trust gamers who are not against smurfing. Like, if you just say it's controversial, I already will start to highly suspect against you.
Salve.
Salve. Ein. Rectus.
Normally, I assure you, when I'm playing this game, I have a lose rate of like 90%. 90%.
Venati.
And if I suddenly start to win, it's because, nah,
Presto.
something different. But most of the times when I get in the elo ladder for many games, it's 90% lose rate, which means rigged, because normally you don't lose that much at games, especially if the player has some experience, right? Like, you could understand if the player would be starting this game, but if the player already has some experience, and don't tell me I haven't, you already start to understand that it doesn't make any sense. It means that the stats, the game is fully rigged. I think that this guy is a smurf. Because, like, he didn't even wait for to have his TC set.
Salve.
Sure, I'm Italian, so I can go up faster. That's the only thing I have. But, you know, even if I get my civ advantages against a smurf who is using, I don't know what kind of spreadsheet, it's just as not going to work.
Impero.
But, you know, I kind of chill around when I'm playing this.
Salve.
When I see hell break loose and chaos, like I call it a quit and just leave.
Condo.
Because I'm not going to give the Smurf the satisfaction to just completely annihilate every little building on my base and have me doing futile resistance because he's not giving me any chance to play at all. Of course not. If I see that he's not giving me a chance at all, I just leave the game. I'm not going even to... I'm not playing on his field. You know, it's like you're sending a message. This player just does not respect me, so I leave the game. Have you heard of the term to walk away? That's when you don't respect a person. You don't respect it anymore. Anything that comes of their mouth, or just walk away. And it signals such an important message
Caedo. Sane. Venatus.
that you don't want to listen or understand that message is an entirely different matter.
Impero.
But I assure you, it tells miles.
Presto. Sane. Salve.
Salve. Venatus.
Impero. Venatus. Ain. Correctus. Sane. Venatus. Correctus. Venatus.
Presto. Podio. Quando.
Well, he's somewhere like over there, I think. You saw that.
Ein.
Venatus.
Salve. Venatus. Impero. Capto. Salve. Podio. Impero. Sane. Capto.
I have a lot of wood.
Ein. Correctus.
I'll be making a barracks.
Quando. Presto. Ein. Correctus. Impero. Caedo. Sane.
And
Correcto.
we'll go fishing. Maybe one more on this, on gold.
Salve. Presto.
Venatus. Capto. Impero. Sane.
I bet that I really do frustrate the Smurf when he's attempting to steamroll me, and I don't even let him the chance to just go into my base, force me to futilely resist, and just,
Salve. Ein.
you know, I just leave the game.
Impero.
It signals that I don't respect the player.
Ein. Sane. Ein. Sane. Corretto. Quando. Presto. Ein.
Fast,
Salve. Corretto.
fast game, you know, fast feudal. I don't know what thing you'll use against me, but probably some kind of spreadsheet. Just look at the score difference. It's definitely a Smurf, but more than likely.
Correctus. Caedo. Sane. Ein. Sane. Correctus. Sane. Correct. Capto. Presto. Correctus. Quando.
Ein. Sane. Agro. Sane. Agro. Sane.
He's going with scouts.
Ein. Sane.
Ein. Ein. Sane. Ein. Capto.
Ein. Agro. Sane.
He really went very fast,
Presto. Ein.
so likely a Smurf player.
Corretto. Ein. Quando.
Impero. Presto. Agro. Ein.
Exploration score. Not that perfect, but
Impero. Agro.
Presto.
we'll need farms. Will need
Sane. Correctus.
stable.
Quando.
Ein. Sane.
Let's bring the sheep out.
Impero. Sane. Ein. Ein.
Salve. Quando. Ein.
We also need the lumber camp. The lumber camp.
Agro. Sane.
Presto.
So let's do a lumber camp.
Quando.
Get those.
Agro.
We keep exploring the map.
Correctus. Sane. Caedo.
We do a scout.
Ein. Sane. Ago. Sane.
And let's check out his wood line.
Caedo.
Impero.
Sure, I can do this.
Presto. Ein. Ago. Sane. Ein. Ago. Sane.
He's not on this wood line. Interesting.
Salve. Podio. Condo.
This lumber camp. Let's do the double bit axe.
Ein. Ago.
This. A little bit of that.
Presto. Pero. Podio. Condo.
Sane. Ago. Ein. Sane. Impero.
Already a market. Man, this guy wants to crazy go up.
Ago. Sane. Presto. Sane. Sane.
Presto. Condo.
Very fast uptime,
Ago. Sane.
I think.
Commita. Commita.
Let's raid us.
Porro. Impero. Ein. Ein. Sane. Pugno. Commita. Ein. Pugno. Commita. Porro. Commita.
This.
Condo, salve.
Condo. Ein.
Condo, impero.
Pero. Condo.
Impero. Ein. Commita. Ein. Ein. Ago. Sane.
At least I'll. Of course, he's going fast castle. He's Italians. He's a big boy.
Condo.
Presto. Impero.
Potentially a smurf even. So
Ein.
Condo. Salve. Condo.
Presto. Ein, caedo. Impero.
you see, this is the kinds of players that I don't mind to report the whole day, because they're basically not in an elo that is theirs.
Condo.
Don't come to me with shit saying he's not a smurf, of course. You go 21 minutes, fast castle.
Ein.
Yeah.
Sane. Presto. Pugno.
Kill the hill. Still a hill.
Impero. Commita. Ago. Ein. Presto. Ein. Sane.
It's not complicated, but it's difficult.
Condo.
Salve. Rectus. Condo.
Salve. Correcto. Condo. Presto. Condo. Ein. Correct. Condo.
I'm not going to have ways to wall this.
Ago. Pugno. Commita. Porro.
I'm going to just kill the market.
Ein. Ago. Impero. Presto. Ein. Ago. Ein. Sane. Sane. Ago. Ein. Sane. Presto. Ein. Sane.
Ein, condo.
Salve. Condo. Pero. Caedo. Condo. Presto. Ein. Correctus. Ein. Condo. Salve. Condo.
Impero. Ago. Ein. Ein. Sane. Ago. Sane. Ein. Sane. Ago. Sane. Ago. Ein. Ago. Sane. Ago. Ein. Sane. Impero. Presto. Commita. Ein. Presto.
Knights, for me it's the same smurf than before, because he's just using knights.
Ein.
Knights, 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 smurf, smurf, smurf.
Correctus. Condo. Condo.
Presto.
Presto. Ein.
Like, he will come with knights, obviously.
Condo.
You're so amazing.
Condo.
Sane. Condo.
Salve. Condo. Sane.
Even if I try to wall, I will not have time to wall. He's just going for me.
Sane. Condo. Pero. Condo. Condo. Ein. Podio.
Salve. Caedo. Caedo. Impero.
I try to go up.
Condo.
Do we have a blacksmith? No, we don't have a blacksmith yet. Let's try to do a blacksmith, but how can I do a blacksmith if this guy is coming with knights and I don't have time to react? It's amazing.
Condo.
Condo. Condo.
So I try to wall, and here he comes, killing me, and killing me. It's amazing. Smurf. Smurf score difference. He already got. He doesn't even respond. Like, how am I supposed to fight if these guys are Smurfs?
Porro. Pugno. Presto. Impero.
I have a lot of gaps, as you can see, and those gaps cannot be covered in 2 seconds. So Fast and Furious comes for me.
Presto. Ago.
I'm trying to wall this, but I believe that I'm massively overpowered. So difficult here. What is he going for? Fast in? Because it looks like that I'm not going to have a lot of chance. I need to expand outside. Let's hope he doesn't come, and if he does, he's also sniping, you know. I don't believe in accidental findings. There's a gap, so obviously we need to close the gap. My economy has been completely endangered because of that. What? Already a castle? He lost that gold, and I'm not sure I'm going to have time to make castles or anything. He already has a castle. The Smurf. For me, this is a Smurf account. He's not even walling. It doesn't make any sense. I think you're Smurf. I think he's Smurf. But if I think he's Smurf, I'm just going to report. You know, it feels awkward that you get so fast, you get the castle, you get the Berber camels, you already have monk. Too perfect. Too perfect, my dude. Okay, Smurf confirmed. Smurf.
Pugno. Ago. Sane. Ago. Sane.
We'll need the knights. It's just unique units. Unique units, unique units, unique units. Amazing. So it's a Smurf account. I assure you it is a Smurf account. And we're going to do extra stuff that is worthless, because anything against the Smurf doesn't work. A 3k Smurf cloning on my games will never work, you know it. You also know that it's funny to clone my games. And the answer of these smurfs is then why you keep playing the game? Because you keep trolling me. I respond with the same indifference. Let's leave. And I report them. I don't even, when I see the click, Imperial Age, Fast Tim, for me it's a Smurf account. And as you can see, it's throw away, throw away, throw away. I don't care if my elo goes to 0. I don't care. I'm more honest than any dude 3K. So I don't care. This is a testament of my strength. I don't believe in rigged deals. And if I believe the match is illegal, I leave. Illegal because the player is a Smurf. He's trolling me. He's not playing to give me a chance. And when I feel that he's not giving me a fair fight, I leave. It it's such an important statement, guys. If you feel that you're not being given a fair game, it's because you're definitely not being given a fair game. So leave. Statement is leave. When you leave, you tell the opponent that he's not respecting you. Like he was expecting to go in and to fight. But now every time I see a clown doing a very fast imp with super rapid fast attacks, for me it's a Smurf account and I leave. And I will keep reporting these Smurf accounts. Because these are the people that are killing the game. They were like, I kept saying an earlier high elo streamer, I don't know if he Smurfs, probably does, but like all of them, um, he said, perfection kills the game. Yes, because if you're using perfection against people who cannot even who have just above average or normal skills, you'll always make the games impossible. If you create 10,000 Smurf accounts with more than perfect skills against people who cannot have those skills, you know that it's going to be rigged, right? But they know that, but they still continue to create those Smurf accounts. They want you to watch them. But you who are watching AO2 games, you have the power to decide what kind of streamers am I going to watch? Am I going to watch streamers who bully others, who do not declare to be against Smurf? Or am I going to watch streamers who are deliberately Smurfing, who obviously are probably Smurfing, who more than likely are Smurfing, who don't talk about the Smurfing issue? So it's these kinds of reflections, I say, that many of you need to make. Because, the game can go away. Oof. Then what remains is the person. What remains is the person. So you'll have to think yourselves when you're not seeing the cartoonish clown game that this has allowed to become. What am I doing? Am I supporting the people who bring like fairness? Or am I supporting the people who make the clown circus even worse? That's your choice. We all have choices here in this life. Some are pathetic. They don't even make choices, but it's the kind of things that you need to ask yourself. Why are you supporting 3K clowns who build I don't know how many Smurf accounts in their back, who sneaky and maliciously when they're not streaming, they just go to see if I'm streaming and they stream snipe me and they stream snipe me and they just want to steamroll. So consider yourselves like why should you even follow, view, or assist people who have no respect for others, and including the YouTube channels? Why? So make yourselves these questions, or you will never get past the 5-year-old toddler stage. And if you don't, well, it's kind of your problem. But I don't get discouraged. I know that someday, these these problems of smurfings, they will just be corrected, and people will realize that it's just killing the game, right? Obviously, I know that some of you deliberately want to boycott what I say. Well, you're cowards, obviously, so I don't give cowards words. They don't represent me. But I'm going to tell you that I'm not here for a clown hilo. Every time I see the game is just rigged, I leave. So it means that if it's every time, I leave every time. Like there was one opponent in the game before this one who was like kind of on pair with me and allowing me to game. Good. If you're allowing me to game, that's fine. But if you're canceling me, if your aim is to cancel me or to just boycott me, well, I just leave. I just leave the game and eventually you lose your other Smurf profile and your other new ELO, right? So continue to please watch the 3K clowns who are playing on their high ELO leagues and at the same time smurfing on the lower ELO profiles to artificially deflate the ELO of opponents who they don't want to rise. You know, just keep watching them, keep giving them attention, keep watching those Rugrats and Karens if you want. I think that there's an alternative, and I am the alternative. The alternative is don't look for people who spend time making excuses about justifying the unjustifiable. Like smurfing is not justifiable, and it's easy that you start seeing so many of these high elo clowns because that's what they are. They're clowns. Uh, Trying to say and normalize smurfing and stratifying the elo ladder. Did I actually ban this player? Maybe not. I don't know. But I don't care. I don't care. It's the same Smurf probably. You cannot win if the game is rigged. I keep saying that time and time again to people. So when you feel the game is rigged, just leave the game. Like leave the instance of that game. It tells miles. It tells miles when a person is so dissatisfied that they just don't even bend to the rules, they don't care about the rules. It's such a powerful statement. It's like you know you've been cheated, so nothing works. And I keep telling, once you lose the trust in the system and in the fairness, you just don't recover it. And it's good that you don't, because in my opinion, like the people who are rigging this game, they have no respect for the game. They have no respect for the honest players. So they and their friends are just degenerates. They're degenerates. I think that everyone has the right to play this game, and you have not the right to smurf and stampede on specific profiles to deliberately cancel them. That's what I feel the smurfs do. They snipe on specific helos. They want to snipe on certain profiles to deliberately stop them from rising. And obviously, I'm always the last person to build a TC. It's amazing. You know, it's like you like to play a game where you feel like uh, you can gain experience over time, and even if you gain experience, you're never going to trail behind. What happens is that in this game, no matter how much the experience you gain, you're always going to be even more further behind in comparison to people who have been playing this game for 15 or 20 plus years almost every day because they have nothing better to do in life, right? And they obviously cancel people. They stop the competition from working. They rig the ladder system. They and their friends decide who rises, who doesn't. They're queuing on 1v1s to police the elos, and to decide who goes up, who goes down. And obviously, as a player, I don't agree with that. I will never agree with that. That's why I keep reaching into the desert. Now, I don't care if you don't like what I say. I don't like a rigged game either. So I'll keep preaching. It's better to preach on your own than to follow something that you know is aberrantly wrong. Oh, buddy. He's close to me. He's exactly close to me. I'm done. If he's exactly close to me, he will castle drop me and this game is done. You see, like, how can I think that this game is not rigged? He already stole my elephant. Boom, dead. He has the hunting bonus. I don't. If I go hunting, I will lose always something else, like... I make a mill, but if I make a mill, I'm going to lose that mill here eventually. I'm trying to find a different elephant or a different mill, if that's the case. Damn it, I'm not finding any clearing here. Okay, there's at least an elephant here. He will win the game because he started TC as soon as possible. I'm unlucky because I have the close TC here. I'm never as fast as other opponents who play this game for I don't know how many times. So yeah. Feels like anything you do is always wrong. Even not doing anything is wrong. Now, if you want to change my perspective, you will change me the day you start screaming against Smurf accounts. Not the day you start thinking that Smurf accounts might be bad, but the day you definitely start screaming against Smurf accounts and like unfollowing people who are deliberate Smurfs or who don't mind to have Smurf accounts. This is a political statement, yes, to not allow Smurf accounts. Like, I'm not going to just be complacent with people who are rigging the competition for their benefit. It's dirty. Just like in any sport, I guess. It's a similar level of corruption. It's just corruption. So why should I watch your high elo games if you come trolling down my low elo games? I will not. Why should I donate to people whose joy lies on depriving people of their games? I won't. I'm using a farm because why not? Vroom. Vroom. The guy has maximum perfection time maximum perfection, which means that he's probably going to store me as fast as possible. Look, they play with a timer. For me, this guy is a Smurf. And reactive feudal age because everybody plays with 12 minutes except me. Me, I'm the only one who doesn't play with a timer in this game. I'm not the smurf. I don't play with a timer. I'm absolute heresy in this game. I don't play with elo. I don't play with timers. I'm not screwing people. I'm just against everything like that. I'm the little rebel, right? You're just a scum and I'm not. So until you keep clowning me on your higher elos, I will not respect any of those games. You come on the lower elos and we'll talk. Why don't just those high elo players downgrade their high elos and come on the lower elo players and be like men? No, they don't. They just make alt accounts to artificially rig the elo system. And I'm going to make a lumber camp a bit farther away. And archery range. I just don't believe I can win this game. When I say I don't believe, I cannot win. There are times where I say I might win this game, but when I say I can't win, it means that the opponent is a smurf. Just another smurf of thousands of smurf accounts. Thousands. You know, I will always do 1 or 2 mistakes, and the smurf does -0 mistakes, -2000 mistakes. He does everything by the perfection. And if not everything, almost everything. How did he know? And of course, because you have archers, life is easy. Smurf. You're a smurf. So if he's a smurf account, let's report the smurf account, and that's it. Yeah. You're just a smurf account. Oh yeah, I keep losing builds. Oh yeah, I cannot win. Oh yeah, you're rigging. I don't have resources. I have blah, 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 so let's leave the game. Yeah, leave the game. Smurf. Smurf. Get fucked, Smurf. So it's a Smurf account. I know it's a Smurf account. Too perfect. This is too perfect. That build order by the perfection. This is not the legit opponent. I'll just look at him, and he keeps stealing my elos, of course, because it's good to steal the elo of Timor Primus and to give elo to his buddies. So his buddies that probably don't have a tenth of my competence, he's going to matchmake against them by his alt accounts, and he's going to let them pass, let them pass, and let them pass. And eventually his spells will rise like to 1400 or 1500. Like, they're not competent as me, but because they're helped by his alt accounts, they will continue to rise and I will continue to go down. So people like will lose, hey, but your realo says this and your realo says that. Yeah, but you know, if they're queuing against me, if elephants are queuing against me, and every time their friends are queuing, they queue like ants, they play ant mode. Of course, I cannot win, right? You know it. I'm actually going to check this dude. I don't like guys who play on timer. You might like it, but I don't. I mean, it's a Smurf account. Oh, it definitely was. Because it was not playing. And I keep saying, if a player wins too fast, it's because it's a Smurf account. If somebody wins too fast and you're not quitting on game start, I'm giving him 90 minutes. So if you suddenly leave like fast quit, if you feel the opponent wants to finish you hyperspeed because finishing you fast is not enough, then it signals that he's cheating. So it's a cheater. And you know, I think they all compete to see who finishes me fast, like rape, amazing. Scumbags. Like they're the scum of the earth. I just tell you people to ban the Smurf accounts. And don't respect players who are using Smurf accounts or who don't have any position against Smurfing. And I'll say this is a Smurf account. Smurf account. The day I feel that there are no Smurfs in the game, I will stop making these reports. And I don't care if one player at least is not a Smurf. I guarantee you that most of these opponents are Smurfs. Most. And I don't care if my elo goes to 0. Because people will look not at my rigged elo. They know that this game is so disgustingly rigged. You cannot take my voice, you know? You cannot take my voice. You just keep trolling me, and I keep trolling you. You know? So I'm laying back. I'm just now taking off the camera. And I will not answer to clown questions like, what is your elo? I will say, my elo is rigged. That's it. I don't answer rigged questions or framing questions. So how many games have I won today? 1. How many games have I played? 4 or 5. So it means like you lose every game and you win 1. Obviously, it's rigged. Now this means that it's another Smurf video, so every day a Smurf video. You like them, right? You like to Smurf on opponents. You like to be scumbags. You like to not be better than the current situation, and I like to just show it, because I feel that you don't want to improve. Now, it's like my Smurf videos are an X-ray about the behaviors you see in games. And the more you see it, the more intense these behaviors and the more problematic these behaviors are becoming. You don't dare to blame me because I just show you what there is. If it's going to be bad, I'll show you bad. If it's going to be terrible, I'll show you terrible. If it's going to be good, I show you good. I'm fully transparent with you. Oh, this is another clown map, probably with another clown opponent. Disgusting noise outside, you know, people screaming on the phone like shit. The same kind of shit as the Smurfs. You know, at least I provide an alternative content to AO2 where I'm not working on a biased elo. The elo is completely biased. Most of my losses are Smurfs who just come and steal. That's what they do. And I just don't care. See, the one, that's another Smurf account. And don't come to me with shits of improving this game. You improve this game the moment you ban cheaters, which are Smurfs.
Parancs, igen.
And the moment you also ban from chat, you know, people who abused and smurfed on games, like, does it provide videos? Does it provide views on YouTube? I think it's degenerate, and it's sad that you have to rely views on such uh, disgusting forms of behavior. Like, can you tell to people honestly, you know, a normal person, hey, I make this life, I'm a gamer, but I make my life by screwing others. And the others don't know about it because I'm just a genius and I like to screw everyone else. And nobody cares a shit because if I have a stream and like I'm a 2K player, everybody will just listen to me. And I can even say that to people, okay, let's just troll on these guys. Let's just smurf. Let's just be clowns. You cannot legitimately have good stance. All right, you can talk that kind of conversation to scumbags. Of course you can, but you cannot have that kind of conversation with just respectable people. I guess we all have a different kind of social circles, I guess. Some are scum and always will be. And naturally, if you don't belong to scum, you're the one that is wrong.
Jó napot! Szolgálatára. Építkezek. Parancs.
Igen, gyűjtögetek. Építkezek.
There's the mill, there's the lumber camp, and there's the smurf. Right? Which means rigged game. The only question when you have a rigged game is when the opponent will finish me. Minute 5, minute 4, minute 6. It's no longer about my dignity, it's just about, let's have fun with this guy.
Szolgálatára.
It's disgusting, man. And that's why I keep streaming, you know, it's also an act of protest. A statement that at least I try to do better than
Gyűjtögetek.
whoever is trying to clown the game and not providing fair opportunities to others.
Igen, megyek. Igen, vadász. Parancs.
Having civs, your civ doesn't matter. I tell you just straightforward.
Megyek.
Forget about the civs.
Parancs.
Just wake up.
Vadász. Szolgálat.
Wake up, because if the game is rigged, you're always going to lose.
Igen, azon. Igen, megyek. Igen, azonnal. Megyek. Igen, megyek. Vadász.
Fuck this shit, they're screaming like hell, that piece of shit.
Jó nap, fát vágok. Építkezek. Azonnal. Építkezek.
Some people are just hateful to the core.
Igen, fát vágok. Építkezek.
Parancs. Igenis, szolgálatára. Megyek. Fát vágok.
Szolgálatára.
Anything I do is wrong because every time I play, I always lose. Haha, right?
Igen.
When am I going to have a fair
Jó
game?
napot.
And when will I have the majority of my games being fair games? I will ask that.
Építkezek.
And if you can provide me a legitimate answer, please tell me. If you can't, well, it's probably because you know that the games are not fair.
Igen, azonnal. Gyűjtögetek. Parancs. Vadász. Igen, vadászok.
Spectators means that
Igen, azon. Megyek. Igen, utam. Megyek.
I think he's a smurf.
Azonnal. Vadászok. Szolgálatára. Fát vágok. Építkezek. Jó napot. Fát vágok. Építkezek. Parancs. Azonnal. Építkezek. Igen, azonnal. Megyek.
I know that some of you only play on 1v1s when your friends and their Smurf accounts, old Smurf accounts, are there to bail you out. So, hey, I'm going for 1v1s, are you ready? So then you kill, yeah. I know that some exactly operate like that, but at least I'm more honest than any of you there. There are even some clowns who say, "Hey, it's easy to be good in this game." Oh, sure, if you have like friends and pals. It's like you have the easy road. You always have you don't need to go through the difficult avenues in life. Feudal first, obviously feudal first because he's a smurf. I think you're smurf. Clown name. You know, that's what I think. So I'm just going to report him for being a smurf. Smurf account. See? The only honest thing in this game is write smurf account. You know, at least I feel well when I do that because I know that these people don't care about the game. They don't care about players who want to play this game and learn and play it at a certain pace because they think that if you don't play with a timer, you cannot play this game. Their arrogance, my god. Oh, because also they need to have everything perfected, as that player said. Trying to wall what I can, but I have gaps, as you see, and those gaps take time to close. But opponent is fast feudal, which means he can swarm me with scouts, and I will not even have time to react because there are thousands of holes. I cannot ban every map in this game, and this means I'll just lose. 99% of the times I just lose. You only rise in the euros if you have friends and pals and amigos that are killing for you. If you don't, you'll always lose, or you'll always lose. Yeah. And now there's a hole. Let's see if we cut more holes. You know, it's all about trends. You know, these people are trendy. They use a trendy civilization. They know 2000% the mechanics of what to use. They have like 2000 spreadsheets if 1000 spreadsheets don't work. And this kind of play is it just sucks. It just sucks. And no, players who are normal people and who are playing the game, they can never play against them. So they do what I do. You try to make fun of them because you have nothing better to do. But it's sad that you take this kind of attitude towards players who probably have a much harder life than you. And you think that you're entitled to screw their lives. So I don't think it's a way to work in life. I don't know about you, but I know that at least I'm not in the wrong side. The score difference always, the smurf is always above mean score, normally. Come on, I don't need to do 3000 APMs per minute to play this game. We know it. I do tick tack, tick tack. I don't do I don't do that. I don't want to have health problems with that. I want to play normally. I don't think it's funny to play by spreadsheets. I think it's boring. If I would watch a spreadsheet, I would just find the game boring. You know, at least, don't you think it's more dignifying what I'm doing? Instead of trying to finish your opponent on minute 3 because on minute 4 it's already too much. It's a different kind of game. I'm not playing super chill, I'm just playing like a normal person. Like a normal functional person. I'm not saying that in a normalish way. Normal functional person. Not like some degenerate clown. And of course he's faster. I reported him already because, you know, 18 minutes fast castle, that's always 18 minutes. And this guy is working with a timer, so smurf. Smurf. Timer 18 minutes, fast castle. So fake yellow. If you work with timers, you're not a normal player on this yellow. And yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm going to throw mud every time I see the game is rigged. I'm not going to be complacent about that. What's your real elo? What's your main account, Smurf? You know, like once you completely lose the trust in the game, you start making these questions. Let's just see his answers. No answer. Again, cowardice, my friends. They're just you answer. What is your main account? What is your main account? What is your main account, Smurf? You don't answer. 0 answers. Cowards. Cowards. It's probably going with knights. Ooh, there's a gap. And probably 1,000 more holes. Yes, because it's a disgusting little gap, as you can see. Amazing. I'm not getting the goal I should. This game is rigged from game start. Name of the account is a clown name. And score difference, checks. Score clown civ for this, check. All the things add up. Like, it's not difficult. I never win my games lately, you know. For most of my games cannot be won. Because I have like big sharks queuing against me all the time. And they know that I cannot win, so they kind of like reinforce the stigma that I cannot even win. We could do university. See, he's always like the first to have the initiative. If I do something, it will be like reactive. And he knows that I can only do reactive things, which means I'll always be behind. Do I have no, I don't have a blacksmith, so I'll do a blacksmith. What is that? Okay, there's a hole, which means that he will come storming me. I will just quit the game as soon as I realize that the game is impossible. This. 6 plus 1. See, it's these kinds of things that I don't like about the game. Like anything I do, it's always going to be wrong.
Igen, szolgálat. Igen, azonnal. Értettem. Parancs.
Jó napot, értettem. Azonnal. Igen,
Jó napot, megyek szolgálatára.
Fáradvágok.
Also could be doing this.
Szolgálatára.
Jó napot.
And
Igen, az fát vágok. Gazdálkodok. Fát vágok.
you see, I will always lose. Lose, lose, or lose. Lose, lose, or lose. Lose, lose, or lose. Lose, lose, or lose. So let's leave the game. I don't even lose time, you know? I just leave the game. I throw. So you see that like it felt like rape. It feels like every time you're facing a Smurf, it's rape. I don't even stay for the game. I just leave. And I'm going to report him and to just ban the player. So another $5 of this piece of shit. Look at me. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 shitty profiles. It's not appearing here, but it was like a player named The One. A cheater, another cheater. So how many games? Probably 6 games and 6 losses. Yeah, that's every time I play, I cannot win games. But every time your pals or your amigos go play, probably they get victories. You keep them, and that means that obviously I don't have pals. Nice. Sim? Técnica? So I keep saying the boycott continues. These Smurfs are like queuing against me. Let's rape this guy. Let's rape this dude as maximum as possible. Let's just punch this guy. Punch this guy. Because they don't like my statements. Because I'm against smurfing and the match fixing on the game ladders. But I'm not finding the so-called The One, you know, this piece of shit. But I'm going to look at him And I'm going to find the nationality of that piece of shit. Peru. They look ridiculous. You guys, I don't know how to explain this to you. Uh, yeah, it's that one. When you see profiles like this, don't you instantly lose respect? I lose. I lose respect because they're trolling on the yellow ladder. This guy declared an 862 rating, but you can see that he downgrades quickly. He's inactive for 3 days, but guess what? His first match was against me. Defeating me in 28 minutes, of course, because every time you play against me, I have to be killed very fast. Nobody is defeated that fast, only I. Only I get defeated this fast. And you know why? Because I'm not staying for a late game. I'm not staying for a game that I know is going to be rigged. He just does cavalry archer. They only do like one unit type. Profiles that are largely inactive, as you can see. 6 months ago, 2 months, and he suddenly is hyperactive. So this is just a Smurf account, as you see. I'm going to report this player. It's a deliberate cheater. They're like using their alt accounts to cancel players like me. You know, they're just scum of the earth. That's what I call them. We're going to get here. It's just another Smurf session, you know. But I'm not the one making shit. There are thousands. There are thousands of these Smurf accounts. I guess I'll ban them all. Well, if I find the account, I will just notice that. Because if I see like clown names like this, I cannot respect that. Anyway, he's going to lose his $5 for this account. Because you cannot stream snipe me using that account anymore. So you'll have to think if it was worthy. I'm not giving him the satisfaction of destroying me with any attempt at futile resistance. I feel that if the opponent is just clowning me, I just leave. You know, it's like you know when you're in the recess and there's that kid who is always annoying others, and the moment they say no, I don't want to play, oh, play with me. No, I don't want to play. He's left alone. He's left alone with his ball. Is this one 867? I'll be looking at him. No, it says 878, so it's not this one. Still, I will ban them because, you know, the names is like, it's strange. You know, I cannot even get how these accounts are allowed to just come around. So you come here and you just ban them. Thousands of the one. It's ridiculous. These guys are mentally deranged. That's all I have to say. They're mentally sick. They're mentally sick to the core. They're psychopaths. They're fucking psychopaths. Like, who the heck creates so many accounts like this? That's fucking psychopath. Don't you think they're psychopaths? I think they're psychopaths. And you know, it's these kinds of accounts that should definitely stop having in the game. 862, is that this one? 862, no, 878. No, it's not that one. But still, we're going to ban it. So like, imagine all these accounts are $5, and every time it's like $5 being denied. Was it worth it? I don't know. I guess to smurf on others, they have to pay. They probably expected me to pay to a smurf, to a toll pay to let me pass. Like, ah, you have to pay to win. No, but I don't. And they kind of get frustrated because even if I lose, I just don't care. Your elo shaming doesn't work on me. Well, I have not spotted him, but at least I banned all those I could. We're going to try another one, because another one will be rigged. Every game I play is rigged. You have it. Because every time I play, every time I must lose. If not every time, most of the times. You know, there's like a determination of this player yes, this player no. So please keep watching the high elo clowns who smurf on others and cancel players, because there's nothing better to do in life, I guess. Poof. I retreat again, back to the shadows. We'll be doing a last game, then I'll eat something, and eventually I'll see what I'll do after. Random because it doesn't matter. I'll probably be destroyed by the Smurf in 10 minutes or 9 minutes or 8 minutes, according if I see the game becomes unplayable. But as you see, you can pass and just talk around. It's actually it's more decent than um, just watching rigged games. Because you know, I play this game, but I play the game that would be, not the game that it is. You understand the difference between what we are forced to see and what I would like to see. Don't say it's the two things are the same. It's not. What I would like to see is much different.
Tak, sprawiacz. Co chcesz uczynię? Sprawiacz.
You see, I'm not going to put any effort, because anything I do is guaranteed loss. Imagine me playing this game knowing that I'm not going to win 99% of the times. I'm just losing elo and losing elo,
Tak,
and the only motivation to play is to basically
zbieram.
change the game status and the game status quo into something that becomes playable for everybody else. I think it's far more noble than many of you who are just smurfing on others. Like, you can. It's not about you agreeing or not. It's just it's different. I at least propose something different. I'm not proposing the same shit, the same enshitification that you want to force in this game. I'm proposing a balanced matchmaking system, which means banning the people who abuse that system to their favor, to their benefit. Because we should all have the same possibilities, right? I think it's important. I don't see why a person who is in 15 plus years in this game should have more rights than a person that comes in this game later.
Witajcie.
Or is that some sort of a cult? And in that cult you determine who wins, who loses? Is that how dirty it becomes? Well, I don't see how you can look at yourself in the mirror in that case.
Gotów jestem. Sprawiać.
But you know, I will not be responding to what is your yellow. No, I will not respond. I'll just answer that. I'll respond just, are you a smurf? It's like my answer. And that's how I always get permanently stuck in the lower yellows. And I will always be, you know.
Tak, natychmiast
I'll always
wykonam.
be. Unless the smurfs stop smurfing for a very long time,
Sprawiać.
then I cannot have any possible chance. It's not just about the smurfs not coming for a day, because it takes me a long time to cover elo, and to lose elo it's just 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 2 minutes, just like that. What happens is that high elo trolls don't want me to rise, so they come and they just stomp me. They will not stomp on their friends, but they stomp on me. I am a deliberate target. And I don't care. Because if I'm a target, it means that what I'm saying is important. It's more important than their shit.
Rozkazania. Witajcie. Wal.
You know, those people who say, oh, this is how you do this thing, this is how you do that. I'm not watching them. I know exactly the type of gaming they defend, and it's not one that it's good to watch. It's not one that I enjoy, it's not one that I want. And I believe that most of the gamers don't want that style as well. So the 1%ers don't speak for the rest. I might say my game style is far more pure, because it's not based on artificial spreadsheeting, on something that lacks flavor, salt, and it's just done to crush people. You know, it's like those shitty TikTok dances that you do to get views but have no substance at all. Nothing. I keep saying, what are you proposing to me? If what you're proposing to me is shit, I will not take that shit. That's it.
Łowię zwierzynę.
I'm not going to just take any shit.
Witajcie. Wal.
So I keep saying, what is you're proposing? You know,
Sprawiać.
if what you're proposing is enshittification, I will not watch it.
Sprawiać. Rozkazania.
It's funny, maybe for you, but not for me, right?
Gotów jest. Łowię zwierzynę. Rozkazania. Natychmiast wykonam. Natychmiast wykonam. Łowię zwierzynę. Natychmiast wykonam. Tak też uczynię. Sprawiacz. Rozkazania?
Tak, natychmiast tak. Jestem sprawiaczką.
Witajcie.
The Smurf already knows
Rozkazania?
how to strike me, how to, you know. Very fast, this punk. Yeah, yeah.
Jestem sprawiaczką.
So I already think that he's a Smurf. I think he's a Smurf.
Jakieś rozkazania?
Witajcie.
He's a Smurf.
Zbieram.
I'm going to just, yeah. Disgusting. Smurf account. Exits. And he's also grieving with pauses.
Owszem, pojmuję was.
Gotowa. Natychmiast wykonam. Jestem sprawiaczką.
Rozkazania? Tak Pojmuję. też uczynię. Sprawiacz.
You know, they don't even respect me. They just,
Witajcie. Tak też
what is this? What is that? Hey, hey.
Sprawiacz. Rozkazania? Tak też natychmiast wykonam.
Score
Tak też
difference,
sprawiacz.
Smurf. Score difference, Smurf. The whole time. React to feudal age because
Tak też
the guy works on a
natychmiast
timer.
wykonam. Sprawiacz.
They're all 2K players, you know. They
Rozkazania?
captured this game to the point where anyone who,
Pojmuję was. Pojmuję was.
let's leave. I reported him for being a Smurf. So let's leave the game. See? So, Smurf. And I reported him. So if he's a Smurf, he just needs to be reported and banned from the game. You know, I feel like he would not, anything I would do would be reactive. I tried to wall. You know very well in these maps that it's difficult.
Gotów jestem.
It's difficult for a player to wall this,
Rozkazania?
especially a player who's not 2K. But what do? You make the game impossible. The guy is not walled because he doesn't need to wall. He knows he doesn't need to wall against a player who is just not capable of defending it against him. Because he's rigging the game. He's rigging the game. So how many games have been cheated today? All games. All games. Yesterday, or like there were 5 games and the 5 games were smurfed, which means 5 complete defeats. And now I'm also back, like, if you look at my elo, it's just a massive steal. A massive steal. Today, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I won only 1 game out of 5, but I'll probably win 1 game out of 7 if I do 7 games, or one game out of 8 if I do 8 games. You name it. Out of 5, no, out of 6. Because there still is 1 game that doesn't appear. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I only won the 7. Now you might say, hey, if you want this, you lost this much, then you should stop playing the game. And I answer, no, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit because like you want to make martyrs in this game, right? You don't like players to have their legitimate elo. You don't want players to have a high elo, so you come with your 2K clan accounts and stomp on them. And I just stay, you know. I just stay. And I bet it's pretty frustrating for that Smurf account who he just thought that he would be able to win me like in a normal game after 20 minutes, and I just easily drop. I just easily quit because I'm not even I don't have the patience to fight against someone who is rigging the game. Like let's check at the times of my losses. 36 minutes, 40 minutes, 36 minutes, 90 minutes, 28 minutes, or just 3 or 4 minutes. I think that if you one indicator that you're playing against a Smurf account is that the opponent resigns early. The opponent is not willing to put a fight. The opponent is not interested in doing a fight. The player losing the will to fight early on signals that he's not it's a smurf. The opponent is a smurf account. So obviously nobody wants to queue against a 3k player. Nobody. Probably a 3k player, but nobody else does want to queue against a 3k player. But you know, I am very firm in what I say. I will not be watching accounts who have no position against smurfing and who defend that trolling is normalizable. It's not. It's just not. Now, I'm just going to look at, I don't care if my elo becomes 0. You probably want to make that. I don't care if you already planned with your friends, with your sect friends, with your cult friends. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Because if the game is rigged, my voice, which you're seeing here, my voice is more important than any shit that you see. You see, this game is irrelevant at this point. What's relevant is what I say about the game. You know, the smart videos are out there. You just need political will and not be cowards in not attacking the Smurf accounts. So you'll bust thousands of Smurf accounts, if not tens of thousands, more than Dota 2. I would say that probably there are more than 300,000 Smurf accounts in Age of Empires 2. Now they will not tell you, of course. They hide that information. Like good, responsible, how you say, transparent people, they hide that information from you. But I'm sure that there are thousands of Smurf accounts in this game, owned by the same group of people. Well, too bad. They've been busted. They've been busted. What are we going to do now? Okay, I will check this profile. Okay, just going to look at him. I bet it doesn't feel nice for the player who does. Okay, this is a Mexican Smurf account. And he also saw that he grieved. He made a pause in game once I said, "What's a Smurf?" Even Spanish people know exactly what's a Smurf. Everybody that knows a computer, probably not a boomer who doesn't open the computers, or certain types of boomers, which I know. But most people, they don't. They know exactly what a Smurf player is. So I'm just going to show you that this is a Smurf account. See, look at all the awards this piece of shit has, and this dude is stuck in 850s. No, it's a Smurf account. Sudden elo drops, but it's different. When these guys drop, it's because they drop on purpose. They drop because they know how to fight, but they don't want to fight. Me, I just cannot fight, and even if I would fight, I would never be able to win. It's different. These Smurfs do exactly the same things to snipe on particular elos. 30 minutes. This guy wins opponents in less than, what, 4 minutes? 11 minutes? They really work on timers. Like, I cannot respect these shitty gamers. Scout rush. You can do scout rushes. You can do all these rushes. For me, it signals that it's a Smurf account. And it's easy to know it's a Smurf account because he has all these awards. The accountant 5 times achieved, 1.8% of players. So it means that it's this piece of shit belongs to 1.8% of the elitists who think that they're entitled to create Smurf profiles in lower elos to cancel gamers. And you can see that, the numbers are here. The demonstration, the mathematical demonstration is here. players who have 1.8% of this award, that like 1.8% of the total base players of AO2 have this award. And this dude claims himself to be on 800 elo. Why not to be on 0 elo and you show this? It's exactly these things that give a telltale sign that it's a Smurf account. Right, guys. For now, this is the Smurf transmission. And I don't know, let's check how many games, not games, how many Smurf instances we detected. Like, they're all Smurf instances, but if I see like something abusive and something too vicious, I just leave the game. I'm not interested. And I think that if I'm not even interested and I'm talking from a player that already has a significant experience in terms of numbers of games, imagine a player that is starting to learn to play this game, or a player with very little experience, who didn't even play this game in childhood. It's these kinds of attitudes that are killing the game. So make yourselves accountable for it. Make yourselves accountable for it. And the numbers of Smurf instances, because this goes immediately on YouTube after that. And I know that some of you just want to see my Smurf videos because they want to see me stomped. And I tell you, I'm not allowing a stomp to take place on full scale. Like once I realize that the game is going to be rigged, once I realize that anything I do in the next 5, 10, or 15 minutes, it's always going to be rigged, I just leave the game. I just throw the table and leave. So how many games, how many Smurf instances today? 1, 2, actually not 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At least 6. And if this player here was not a Smurf, at least he was he gave me a chance to fight. I felt he was giving me a chance to fight. The others were just cancelers. Like they want to finish you not fast, but hyperspeed. And personally, I'm not interested in race games. I'm not interested. So I leave the game. It's like a statement. Every time I see that I'm not going to be given a fair game, that on the contrary, I'm going to be given the most unfair game possible, I will just opt out and I will leave the guy playing alone on the recess. They're all Smurf accounts, but at least they will not be able to match me using their Smurf accounts. The $5 that they paid for that will be wasted. And I don't care about my YOLO because only the day we get those profiles banned, then I will start to consider ELO seriously. Right now, like I even might think about a parallel system of ELOs, where I will only create an ELO of players who are honest. That is, of players who are only using one account. This is like a revolution because it doesn't appear in the game, but at least it's my take on this. So I believe like most of the players are Smurfs, and it's easy to find a Smurf. The Smurf plays on a time, finishing fast, finishing hyperspeed fast, because finishing fast is not enough. They give those telltale clues. Deniability, like there are. Now I'm just doing the recap of what a Smurf. How you find a Smurf. Deniability. They always deny that they're Smurfs. Well, most of the time they deny. Third sign. They when you ask about them being a Smurfs, they don't respond. Indifference. Cold, frigid indifference. It's like you're speaking to the void. They don't even respond to what's a Smurf. Or fourth, like in this previous Red Gamer, he pauses the game and he says, "What is a Smurf?" in Spanish, you know? And fifth time, these Smurfs are hundreds or thousands of different accounts. And they don't mind. They don't mind. That's how you find them. So now this video is going to be uploaded on YouTube. A total of 7 Smurfs, if I'm correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Okay, no, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 Smurfs. In 6 games, 6 Smurfs. That's how it's going to be. And well, we'll be returning for more of these sessions, perhaps policing these Smurfs. Um, I also might think of like how to create that kind of system. So I would need to find the players who are legitimately and honest just using one profile and tell me like their opponents they're facing. And I would be rapidly checking the profiles and seeing if it makes sense or not. But I might start to devise a system of parallel elos. It's much better because the current system it's completely rigged and stupid. It doesn't matter if the elo of the player you're fighting declares 0 when in fact it's a 3K player, because what matters is skill playing. And we know that a professional chef against someone who never spent in the kitchen is going to completely steamroll them. It's not difficult to know that. And so I'm just trying to restore some fairness and at least some credibility in the game. Okay, guys, I will leave you here and now closing this. We'll be returning probably later with more Smurf busting content. So until next time.